If you want to double your savings rate, you don't need a lottery win or a miracle raise. You just need a reliable plan and the willingness to run a simple money experiment for a few months. Your savings rate is the share of your income that you actually set aside for the future. Most people think saving is about cutting big luxuries, but the real power comes from small, regular changes that stack up over time. If you can move a little money from spending to saving every week, you can double what you set aside without feeling deprived. First, you need a baseline. For the next 30 days, write down every source of income and every expense, big or small. The exact number matters less than knowing your current path. Savings rate. Savings divided by income, so keep simple. If you bring in $3,000 and you save $200, your rate is about 6.5%. If you save $600, you're at 20%. Seeing the reality is the first step to changing it. Automate the saving part. Decide on a fixed amount or a percentage to move into savings on payday. The moment the money lands in your account, you don't see it as available to spend. The psychology is powerful. You're paying yourself first, before any impulse can grab that cash. Tackle fixed costs first. Call your phone company, insurance provider, utilities, and even your landlord if you rent. Ask for a better rate, a cheaper plan, or a bundled package. Small savings on fixed costs compound month after month and don't require heroic willpower. Framing spending as friction helps you slow down. Implement a 24-hour rule for non-essential purchases. If you still want it tomorrow, you can buy it. Add a one-in, one-out rule for big purchases or recurring subscriptions you don't use often. It creates a pause between wanting and buying. Plan to grow your savings gradually. If today you're saving 10% of your income, target 11 or 12% next month. Use any raise or bonus to boost savings first. Then adjust your lifestyle only after the savings pace is solid. Small, consistent increases beat big but irregular jumps. Increasing income can dramatically speed up the process. Look for side work that fits your skills, schedule, and energy. Freelancing, tutoring, freelance writing, or selling unused items can add real money without burning you out. Even renting out a spare room or a parking space can create extra savings fuel. Use micro-savings tools that don't require you to decide every day. Round up purchases to the nearest 5 or 10 and sweep the difference into savings. Set up automatic top-ups to your savings or investment accounts every week. The more you automate, the less you have to rely on your willpower. Create sinking funds for known future costs. Open separate accounts or use clear categories for emergencies, car repairs, home maintenance, holidays, and big once-a-year bills. When a category starts to grow, you feel confident that you won't dip into your other savings just because something shiny comes along. Take advantage of tax-advantaged accounts and employer matches. If you have access to a retirement plan, contribute at least enough to get the match. Pre-tax contributions reduce your take-home now and give you a head start for later. The sooner you let the tax code work for you, the more money stays in your pocket. Invest the money you save. Don't park all the extra cash in a plain savings account if you want it to grow. Put a portion into a low-cost index fund or a diversified portfolio. The goal is to let time and broad market exposure compound your savings. Mindset matters as much as mechanics. Saving isn't about denying yourself forever. It's about designing your life so you don't have to worry about money later. If you treat saving as a daily design choice, the habit becomes automatic and less painful. Let me tell you about Mia, a real example you can borrow from. Mia started with a savings rate around 8%. She kept a tight baseline and then added a simple automation. Every payday, a fixed amount moved to a separate savings account. She also reviewed fixed costs and canceled 2 unused subscriptions she forgot she had. Over the next 3 months, Mia renegotiated her internet plan and switched to a cheaper mobile plan. She also started rounding up every purchase and sending the difference to savings every Friday. On the income side, she began taking small freelance gigs that fit her schedule. By 6 months, her savings rate had climbed to roughly 16%. Mia didn't chase dramatic changes. She matched increases to her real life. Fewer wasted dollars, more control over bills, a bit more work on the side, and a steady habit of paying herself first. When a small emergency happened, she didn't panic because the emergency fund was growing, not shrinking other goals. The result wasn't a leap to wealth, but a safe, predictable climb. If you want to try this in your life, start with a 30-day sprint. Track, automate, cut, and add. If you're comfortable, extend the same approach to a 60-day sprint and then a 90-day sprint. The idea is to create momentum, not to force you into a painful identity swap. Here are the core moves you can combine in any order you prefer. First, set up automatic transfers on your payday. Second, negotiate at least one fixed cost this week. Third, implement a 24-hour rule for new purchases and a one-in-one-out rule for big buys. Fourth, identify a few minor income opportunities you could start with without burning out. Fifth, enable micro-savings tools and create sinking funds. If you want a practical map, here is a minimal version you can follow right now. Paragraph 1. Set your savings automation to a fixed amount equal to 5% of your take-home pay. If you can do more, do 10%. Paragraph 2. Review 2 fixed costs and negotiate or switch to cheaper options. Paragraph 3. Choose one micro-saving feature, like rounding up 3% of every purchase. Paragraph 4. Pick one small side hustle that fits your schedule and try it for a month. The path to doubling your savings rate isn't glamorous. It's steady, practical, and repeatable. It rewards you with less stress and more confidence about your finances. The trick is to make saving feel like a decision you make once, not a daily battle you fight forever. If you want to sustain this, build a weekly check-in. Look at your spending, your savings, and your investments. Ask yourself what you learned this week and what you'll change next week. Small adjustments, repeated consistently, create big results over time. If you're curious to apply this to your life, start today. Pick one fixed cost to tackle, set up one automatic transfer, and decide on one micro-savings tactic. Then watch how the routine compounds into real money in your accounts. If you found this useful, like what you heard, and want more clear, practical steps, hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future episodes that break down money moves in plain language. Leave a comment with the savings habit you're going to start this week and tell me what topic you want next.